that felt like.
Yes, Ms. Michelle, like I said, the book is very detailed with just every every aspect of it, of the journey. And while writing that piece of the book, that with leaving my mom, it almost brought back that it brought back the memory of me just feeling lost, like what in the world is going on. I don't know these people. I've never met them. I've only known my mother, and she was my best friend. She was the only thing that I know in Liberia. So that part of the book, during the writing process of it, allowed me to appreciate my mother even more. Um, when I eventually ended up meeting her at a later age. So when she told me that I was going with these people that were my family members that I've never met, it was kind of odd as a little kid. Like, okay, are they kidnapping me? And they said that this America I've never heard of. Everyone, as we know, it's like the great America. Everyone wants to come here. But as a kid, you don't know that. You don't know about this great America. You just know that you want to be with your mom. So during that time, I felt vulnerable still. I felt like I needed my best friend and she was taken away from me. So it was a journey that I had to go through, and writing this book allowed me to appreciate her even more.
Mm. Yes, and I understand what you're saying. I really do get it. Because parents sometimes have to make decisions on behalf of their children that sometimes the children don't really understand. And so as a child, you're in that position where you're trusting your parent, and then suddenly something happens that throws you totally off, and you're wondering, can I trust anybody now? Can I still trust my mom? Can I trust these people that she's handing me over to? What's going on really? And I appreciate that as you got older and you reflected on everything and you went back to her and you spoke to her, that you really got the understanding of what was going on. Even though at the time you didn't understand when it was happening, you grew up and matured enough to understand what the premise was behind everything. It's really tough to be a good parent. I'm just going to put it out there. It really is tough to be a good parent, especially in situations like she was in, where she was in a war-torn country and her mother saw an opportunity for a better life for her child. And so she weighed the options and said, you know what? I'm going to have to send you on. And this might sound a little funny, but I appreciate that she did that, because now we get to know you and we get to hear your story and we get to appreciate the essence of who you are as Kebe. And I should mention this. I met Kebe in person for the first time this summer when we went to the studios for Exposure Plus TV in Milwaukee. And her grace, her the essence of who she is. This is not a show. Whatever you're seeing on camera, that's not a show. It's not a put on. She really is like this, and I really do appreciate who you have become, despite everything that you have experienced. Now, I noticed that you wrote the book as a fictional recounting of your story. Can you tell us why did you choose that?
So once again, it's intimate. It's an intimate story. It's very detailed. So I didn't want those that were around me, who knew me personally, to be robbed the opportunity to put themselves in the book. So I did it where I just used other names that they didn't know. So even though if they knew me and they knew that I wrote the book, it was more so where I want everyone to get the experience, because in the book I said, I'm like you. We are all the same. And if you read the book, you'll see why. So I wanted everyone, including those who are around me, to also receive that same experience where they can take me, the person who they know in person, out of it and place themselves in the story. That's why I chose.
Okay. I genuinely wanted to know why you went away, and I really do understand. I understand from your explanation. It makes a lot of sense. Because the thing is, when you tell your story, if you do it as a biography, then we know that pretty much everything in there is exactly, it's that person over there, it's that, that kind of thing. So if you make it fictional, you can always tweak some things, and people don't know exactly which thing is the real thing and which thing is not.
Yeah.
And so I appreciate your, your approach to the story. So that's good. I really appreciate that.